You're listening to Chatting with Flor Moran, only on LA Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome to episode number 2 of Chatting with Flor Moran. Yeah, that's me, the girl from Long Beach. And I just want to say thank you so much for joining me once again on LA Talk Radio. And I want to say thank you, God, for this opportunity, for this blessing, and for my listeners and viewers of LA Talk Radio and Chatting with Flor Moran. And I want to say thank you, Yolanda Morataya, for everything. Gracias por todo, ¿ok? Y la amo mucho. Gracias. With that being said, I have a special guest today. Her name is Sunny Richards. Is an actor, writer, entrepreneur. She worked 2 years doing background work, but also to me, background is no background. Is being an actor, and she's an actor, comedian, and before becoming a member of the Screen Actors Guild, Sunny has also done stand up comedy in Los Angeles at Flappers. Not anyone can just perform there, especially in a men dominated audience. She's a pioneer to me and is a female comedian and actress. And she continues to work on different creative projects. Sunny has been allowed to judge a screenplay and film submissions for local film festivals and loves being a newcomer to the industry. And in addition to her work in the entertainment industry, Sunny applies her administrative and organizational skills and knowledge to her um, endeavors. And also, she's a business owner and also a mother. So, with that being said, I would like to bring my dear friend Sunny. Love you. Thank you for making time for being here with me. How you doing,
Thank you for
girlie?
having me. This is an amazing opportunity. I'm so excited to be here. This is
Oh,
great.
well, this is your time, okay? You always shine since the day I met you on set. We work on a
Thank you.
beautiful project, and we met and we crossed paths, and she made a really good, lasting impression. And I said, I want to bring her over. I want the world to know this beautiful person that is my friend, and I appreciate it. Sometimes people that you don't connect most of the time are the ones that pull through for you, and I just want to say thank you and an honor to have you. So
I'm honored to be here and answer your questions.
oh,
Thank
no,
you.
you're awesome. You're the best. And you were like, whatever is needed, I'm here. And I love that attitude. And thank you. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You shall see a lot of blessings
Of
are
course.
coming your way. And just tell me how you feeling today and how is my dear Sunny doing?
Today's a
Tell
great
me.
day. Today's a
Go ahead.
great day. I'm always happy to wake up, I guess, and just make it through the night. Some people don't make it through the night.
That's right.
And just happy to, I keep a positive mindset, look forward to the day, things that I can do. And so that's just how it's going. Today is the beginning of a great week, I hope, I'm sure. So
It will be, girl. It will be. And just by
keeping on
starting,
task.
yes, just starting the week positive and positive thinking, you bring a lot of good things in your life and you shall see. God's blessings are always there for us. It's just a matter for us to reach.
Right. But as you set your goals, you can become deterred or discouraged, and you just have to be able to overcome those things. It never stops.
Right. So tell me, where you from?
I'm from the beautiful capital of California called
Hey.
Sacramento, and the city of
Wow.
trees. And
Mm.
yeah, I love Sacramento.
And how was your journey to Hollywood? Like you started as what was your original career?
Well, I was before when I moved to Los Angeles, I moved with intent, and that was intention to leave the work that I was doing. I was working for the Department of Defense, leave the work that I was doing so that I could start working in entertainment. And the safest, best
Wow.
way to do that, in my opinion, was to do that with a job. So I
Wait a minute. You said the
transferred.
Department of Defense, so you were protecting us, keeping us safe. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I worked for the Army Corps of Engineers.
Oh, wow.
And this is my first time working with engineers, as a business owner or working with creatives or professionals. Engineers, they just have a different mindset, a different way that they solve problems and approach challenges. And it
Mhm.
was an honor for me as a civilian, of course, to work with them and work among a lot of veterans and active duty Army.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for doing that and sharing this with me because I wasn't aware of it. But wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, girl
Actually, I don't
power.
know if you know this or not, but when I transferred to the Los Angeles district,
Mhm.
I my first job that I was working on was the VA in Long Beach, and I actually ended up
Oh,
living in Long Beach for 5 years during COVID, during lockdown pandemic. Quite close to me, near and dear to my heart. I love Long Beach myself personally, so
oh, well, look,
it,
like everybody that is bringing to the show is like we have something in common. I'm from Long Beach, as you know, and I'm proud of it. And I'm from the LBC, where a lot of stars come from, and I'm one of them too. So, wow, I'm
me
glad
too,
you're
me
from
too.
my city. Yeah, and I'm sure you still go there from
Yeah,
time to time. No?
yeah, but when I originally came down here to enter into entertainment, it was as I saw myself as a writer, as someone who wrote, and I wanted to get more on the writing scene,
Mhm.
not understanding how formulaic or how tight screenplays have to be written. They can't just
Oh,
be written willy nilly. There's very much a system to it. So
wow.
that was something I didn't know as someone who wanted to be a writer was how technical screenplay writing can be. Very, very technical.
Wow. Well, myself coming from theater, yeah, I can understand and I know how it is, especially those theater plays. Oh, yeah, especially the 20th century plays. Those are kind of like complicated sometimes, the script.
Well, when I moved down here, when I moved down to Long Beach, I was assuming that I would be seeing more theater, seeing more um, live shows, performances, and stuff. And maybe I want to say less than 6 months into Long Beach was the lockdown. So everything in LA was locked down. Nothing was going on. I didn't think it was going to be not going on for years, a
I know.
while.
It's been
It
a
was very
challenge for all of
surprising, but
us.
I didn't get to see any of the stuff I wanted to see theater wise, show wise, when I first got to Long Beach.
Oh, wow. And then what made you become a comedian? Because I know you're really awesome.
The pandemic, the lockdown.
Oh, wow.
I started researching and studying. I was like, okay, so the planet's shut down, but
Hmm.
I guess this would be a perfect time for me to I can still continue to educate myself, still take classes, still learn. And the easiest thing for me were improv classes and stand-up classes and
Wow.
writing as a comedian, because sometimes, especially during the lockdown, during the pandemic, things weren't funny.
Tell me about
It
it.
was
We
really
had it
hard
to
to
figure
find
out.
things to laugh at, you know.
Yeah. And we
But
had it to figure out how to survive as well. Wow. So you used the pandemic to develop your uh, comedy skills, huh? That's interesting.
yeah, it was the beginning. It was the beginning. And as things opened up, started going to open mics, started getting invited to shows and meeting people I had been taking classes with the entire time. And so actually was an opportunity because in in the networking in the different classes, as things loosened up, I got to actually meet people in person and go see their shows and go uh, work with a whole different group of people in the same sphere.
Hmm. Wow. That's interesting. I didn't know that about you. Um, also, let me ask you. So once the pandemic was over and everything, every slowly start reopening, that's when you and I we met on set. And you were telling me that at the time you were performing at Flappers as a comedian.
Right.
Oh, so tell me, what time was your show and what was it about? I know stand up can be difficult. So
Yeah.
just tell me about it.
So as I was working with a group that they ended up closing in Los Angeles, and I really wanted to continue my education and my networking. So I started taking classes at Flappers, which is great for introduction into audiences or just having a presence in front of an audience. So Flappers was really great. But as you excel, as you continue to take more classes, get better at the material, they invite you to shows, they invite you to perform. They want you to. Um, some people they want you to come and perform at their certain set that they have with a variety of performers. And I was just lucky enough for that to be able to happen to me. The people at Flappers were really great, and they opened me up to um, a lot more advanced comedians and writers,
I
comedic
bet.
writers than I had known before.
Oh, wow, that's awesome. That's a great place to start your comedy, career. So tell me, what else have you done besides comedy? Because I know you're an actress too.
In the pandemic as well, I started with Sherry Shaw Studios,
Wow.
and I was with her for a couple of years, maybe a couple of years, but she really, I took acting classes there with her for a while. Also, Margie Haber.
Mm.
I did not realize how much I loved acting. I loved acting really as a performer, as someone who's an entertainer.
And you're
Um,
awesome. Let me tell you, I worked with you on set, and you were awesome. And I remember doing the scenes with you, and just natural.
thank you so much. It,
It's true.
I feel like some people, you know, it's hard. It's hard to do. It's not an easy task. It's not an easy job to get up and perform comedy, drama, anything in front of people and do it to where you're satisfied and the performance is satisfying as well. So I always commend actors for the work that they do, the writers, the comedians. It takes a lot to yeah, to talk yourself into performing a new set or a new character or a new script or something like that. But people pull it off successfully and it's inspirational. It's
Yeah.
inspiring.
Well, you're an inspiration to me. That's why I was like, "No, I have to bring her. Everybody
You're
needs to know this
awesome. You're so
beautiful
amazing.
comedian actress because you made a long-lasting impression to me, and for somebody to do that, it takes a lot. So,
Thank
and you made a
you.
positive one, and I'm so honored to have you here and share all of this with all the viewers and listeners of LA Talk Radio and chatting with Flor. Um, and let me tell you, how did you feel like performing in front of a live audience? Because it's different when you performing a live audience than when you're on set shooting a
Right.
film or a TV show than
It's funny. It's
performing
funny.
for comedy.
Right. The hardest part for me when it comes to comedy, the scariest part is not performing for an audience because I grew up very young reading in front of people, Bible verses, actually, scripture,
Oh
maybe in front
wow!
of a group of people. So I felt very comfortable in front of an audience. That doesn't worry me. The worrisome part for me is the confidence of what I wrote as a comedian. You never know how
Right.
it's going to land. You don't know how until it's practiced and worked out. You never know how it's going to be received. And so that's the more worrisome part for me. It's not, I don't get too much
No,
anxiety performing in front of people. Not as much as I used to.
and you want to know something else that we have in common? Now that I'm learning as well about your beginning about being a comedian. Um, on my first marriage, he was a comedian. We met on theater school. And from there, we developed our relationship as well and also theater. And then he was a comedian and I was more like a drama, improv actress, theater. And then he kind of like pulled me into the comedian side of his. And then little by little, I ended up doing live comedy sketches for the Spanish audience. And all of a sudden, I was just doing comedy, and I know how hard it is, and sometimes if you're not that good, people is not gonna react, and I can tell you're awesome, and that's another connection we have, that we're in comedy. So that's awesome, and I love to know that because there's a reason why you and I connected, and I'm so honored to share all of this with the audience, and you're just awesome, and you
Thank
have
you.
a lot of
It
talents and
is
skills. Yes.
Thank you. It is an art form, and just like you're saying, you have to go through the experience. It takes a while to build up any kind of consistent character that you can perform in front of an audience confidently. So, but you have to do the practice, and you've done that practice. So
No, you do too,
I'm
girl.
just
I
sitting and
saw you.
watching. I'm just observing.
I
Okay.
saw you, and come on. We worked together on set, and I saw what you did. So you're awesome.
I'm
That's
enjoying
why you're
myself.
here. So yeah, just look out for this girl. That's all I can say. Um, so tell me, um, how do you think about being in this moment right now, like in the podcast? Like, what made you say yes? I want to do this because this is a total different experience, a podcast, than what we have done together.
Agreed, agreed. What made me say yes for the most part is your enthusiasm. You I believe we like lightly mentioned we spoke about this maybe two sentences the last time I saw you, and now you are doing it. And so I love I'm an idealist. I'm a creative person, so I like
You are
to
very
have
creative.
ideas. My thing is execution. So when I see people who are executing on their ideas, it inspires me, it motivates me, and it gets me going. So I was like, this is inspiring, too inspiring for me to pass up. So,
Oh, you're so sweet. You
oh,
are an
cheesy.
inspiration because you're a mom. You're someone with a career, with a degree, but also you're a comedian, actress, writer. So you are just like many of my friends, jack of all trades. And on this
Yeah.
life, we have to be that. Otherwise, what's the point of living life?
I I do have envy. I do envy people who, they can say they've been an accountant for 30 years, or they can say that they've had this one specialization for many years. It's not something that I can necessarily say, but the skills that I have and the stuff that I've learned over time, I would never trade them because of the people that I know and the influences that I have. So it's not
Mhm.
it's not 40 years of one thing, but so much experience and knowledge just throughout time.
And guess what? Don't feel envy because everybody carves their own journey of this so-called life, and we make the best out of it. And we're on the same path, and everybody that is an entertainer, we feel the same way. That's how we became you know, where we at right now as actors, actress, and not only being just on the entertainment side of it, it's just also as human beings. We carve our own journey, and we develop the skills that we need to survive in this cement jungle called California and Hollywood.
Right.
And you're doing the best, and you're awesome. And
Right.
thank you. That is.
Something that I've
Go ahead.
learned in, excuse me, I'm sorry. Sorry.
No, you're fine. This
Uh,
is your time. Talk, girl.
Working in this industry is that it's a trap. It's a slippery slope to compare and despair because
Mhm.
you're not that other person. It's
Right,
better to be yourself and practice on what you're good at than try to be someone else and master what they're good at. And that's
right.
it's tough. It's brutal,
It
but
is.
having that realization almost liberates you in a certain way.
Amen to that. And I think we're doing a good job. Not giving up, and we're doing the best. And that's why we are connected. And this is your time. So, with that being said, I just want to say that you're wonderful, and I'm glad this inspire you. And I know you're brewing something too on your own,
Yes.
and I can't wait to hear about it. So tell me, what are you brewing right now?
Well, it's not that I'm not a social media person. I am. I've been on social media for a long time. It's just it's hard sometimes for me to want to present myself in order to grow an audience. I like working behind the scenes. I like a certain kind of privacy, which is a
Right.
hindrance in this industry because you have to put yourself out there. You have to have a presence. But right now, I'm just working on a podcast. I have a couple of writing samples I'm working on. No
Oh.
submissions, no auditions. That's something I'm going to save for next year. But
Mhm.
I had to kind of remove myself a little bit because of the strike
Yeah.
and really reassess my what I wanted to do with being a union member, even, like how was I going to move forward? And now that I have a better plan of it, I do plan to execute on it, but
I
I
know
don't
you
want
don't
to
wanna say too much, I know. I wanna just keep the expectation there for everybody so they can follow you and you can just
right, right,
share
right.
where they
Dot,
can
dot,
reach
dot.
you and follow you. But,
Right, right.
I know you're bringing beautiful things for everybody to enjoy and the entertainment, and I can't wait, and,
I hope to.
oh, you will, girl, you will, and, just put it out there and believe and go for it, because you'll get it. And I'm there for you too, and I love to support my sisters and brothers of the industry like they do it as well for myself, and I'm very thankful. And I
That's
just want to.
another thing. I appreciate the support that you're giving me. Like, it's great for you
Oh,
to recognize. I see so many people, I talk to so many people and interact with a lot of people. And just to know that I made a positive impression or a positive impact is just stellar. It's stellar for me.
no,
And
you are.
I
So just
love the
keep that in mind
participation.
and go for it. And the honor is mine, like I said. It's just for you taking time because right now I know you're up north in San Francisco with your family, and I appreciate you for doing everything that I needed for this to make it happen. And thank you so
That's
much. It's an
great.
honor, and I can't wait to see everything else that you have to um, share with the world. And
Looking forward to
especially
your projects. What is this I'm hitting? Sorry about that. Sorry.
that's
Looking
okay.
forward to your projects and just like the stuff that you're getting involved with. I would love to actually, after this is all said and done, sit down with you and talk to you about theater and just the stuff that you're passionate about that you're working on. So, well,
Yeah, girl, this is not the end of it. You and I,
exactly.
we have a connection.
Exactly.
Like when we reach out, we're there for each other, and that's how I am. That's how I like to breed the sisterhood of,
I
you
like
know,
it.
the relationship that we have. And trust me, I don't bring just anybody into my circle. I have learned that through the process, and I want to keep us, together, the sisterhood that we have, and to me, that's very important. I'm not the type of person I just tell you, yes, I'm there, but no. If it is somebody that has meant a lot to me and I have to be there. And sisterhood, it means a lot to me. And I love to support um, my fellow brothers and sisters of the industry. And especially right now, we've been through so much COVID. We've been through strikes, but it was much needed. And we
Right.
have to figure out things to reinvent ourselves as actors, actresses, comedians, everything. We have to, you know, reinvent yourself. And I just want to say, you're reinventing yourself. And those are challenges that we go through.
Slow and
And,
steady. But
and you know
I
what?
have to say that you're right. It is about the people you keep close to you, the connections that are meaningful. Because in working in entertainment in this industry, you do interact with a lot of people, and not everybody's for your best interest or has your same goals in mind. So you do have to be a little more selective about who it is you're choosing to work with.
My inner circle
But
is very tight and small, but they know who they are. And when they reach out to me, they know I'm there. And when I reach out to them, I don't even have to say anything. They just jump in one leg and they're there for me. And you're one of
yep,
those. So thank you so
same.
much.
Yep,
And I love you.
yep.
And, we'll be in touch. I'll be following you and I'll be doing you the
Absolutely.
reminders. Did you get this
I
done?
appreciate your time. I appreciate this. This is amazing for me. A great
And I
opportunity.
can't wait to go see you up north for your open mic stuff because I know you
Yeah, I'm
mentioned
getting
that.
started. Started writing, started doing some mics. It's great.
I can't wait for that. I want to go and have some laugh and with my husband there and and just having a good time and having some wine and enjoy the time. And
Yes.
I want
Yes.
I want to
Enjoy
be able to
yourself.
I want to be able to say, "Yay, my friend is doing it."
Yeah. I'm
Yeah, I'll be
excited.
there.
I'm excited for the future.
Oh, I am too. I can't wait. I was gonna go see you at Flappers when you invite me, and that's how we exchange information. I was like, yeah, I want to go see you perform. I love working with
Right.
you on set. It was so much fun, and now it's like then everything shut down, or like I couldn't go see you.
The thing that was a little shocking about Flappers was that I was even if it was the smaller stages, or even if it wasn't the big stage all the time, just some of the people who have in comedy have performed on those stages. It's
That's
just
what I'm saying.
it's just
It's it must
overwhelming
have
at
been, like,
times.
so an honor and thrilling for you to be invited to, "Hey, come join us," because it's a family,
Right,
but
right.
very tight, and they were
Unbelievable to me.
blessed and lucky to have you there, a female comedian, so I just feel, like, honor and that, wow, what a big opportunity for you as well, So, um, but with that being said, I wanna know what's up with you right now, like, how you feeling? Are you okay? Are you enjoying this?
I've been doing okay. My when it comes to entertainment, when it comes to comedy in general, or just working in the entertainment industry, because I wasn't expecting the strike,
Mhm.
it really threw me off. So I had to, I
But
had a
it was
little
needed,
apprehension.
girl. It was
What is
needed.
it?
It shook us all. The strike, it shook us all, but it was needed. We needed the changes and, you know,
I
better things.
understand that. It's just
Mhm.
I'm not familiar with being a member of the union, so I don't know all I saw was as a negative. I had just gotten
Oh,
into
no,
the union, and then a few
no.
months
I
later.
would
But
recommend you
now,
just to, like, just reach out to them because 'cause they're really good, they explain you, and, I'm glad that you, are a member of it, and I
yes.
support all the union members, and I love everybody there because when you reach out and you have questions, they help you out, and all I can say, I have positive and I'm so glad that you're opening and
I
being
mean, I
honest.
have been able to get some
Mhm,
work recently. So that's nice.
yeah,
But
but no, just
it
reach out to them, and they always have answers, and they're really kind and helpful, and
right.
it doesn't matter, so it's just a matter of us to reach
It
out
seems
and
like a lot to understand
yeah,
sometimes.
no, but you'll get it, but, we don't wanna go into that because that's not my
Absolutely.
situation right now, and, all I can say is, like, they're awesome, and,
Overall, in general, I've been
mhm,
doing great. I've been doing fine. I have a lot of, even though I am private, I have a lot of people and supporters who take care of me. They love me. They make sure that I'm well taken care of. And I have people who reach out to me and ask me, uh, like, can you be on my podcast? Extraordinary questions that come out of the blue. So, that I wasn't expecting. So I cannot complain. I wish I had something. I wish I
aw.
had something to complain about, but there's nothing. I've been good.
Well, all I can say is just that I'm honored that you make time um, for myself here with LA Talk Radio. And like I said, this is an open forum. We chat about everything, and we just want to make sure everybody has a good time. And let me ask you this:
Yeah.
What books have shaped your career the most?
My
It doesn't matter.
career,
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it is entertainment, comedy, or
you
anything.
know, I'm more of a business book reader,
Mhm.
honestly. And it hasn't been until
Smart.
maybe the past few years that I've been picking up reading books. Of course, I've read Sherry Shaw's book and Margie Haber's book because I was taking their classes. But when it comes to, I'm trying to think. It's like 10 effective.
That's
I
okay.
can't.
I like those two that you gave me. You don't have to give me a bunch. Those two
Those
are
two
good.
are great. I mean, just
Yeah.
different perspectives on the skill of acting. They're great books.
And what is your favorite part of your job?
Being I don't want to say being somebody else, but being able to perform a character that isn't exactly like me. That doesn't have the same habits that I have, doesn't do the same things that I do. Being able to step outside of myself also as somebody who works in comedy and make jokes about myself and my
A
situations that
situation
I'm in. That's some of the favorite
like
parts of
every
my job.
comedian. Yeah. Oh.
Right, I mean, poke fun at myself and just being able to work with great people. I've seen a lot of committed people that
Hmm.
I don't know, maybe I wasn't expecting to see so many people committed to their craft, or that it wouldn't be so obvious. But I've seen a lot of passionate people, and that's one of my favorite. parts is being able to interact with those people who are
Mm,
passionate about what they do.
well, so are you. Come on, girl. You are. Let me ask you, what is your superpower do you wish that you had?
Okay, so this is so if
Hey,
I
let's have
had a
fun.
superpower, now this sounds kind of cruel. I just wish that I couldn't feel other people, couldn't be so empathetic. I could be more
Mhm.
stone cold and just like make decisions and act on those decisions as opposed to considering.
Wow, I'm like that. Don't feel bad about it. I'm like that. I'm an empath as
That's
well,
not
so
a
I can
superpower.
relate. Well, trust me, that's called superpower because I'm an empath and I can relate on that. And you just have to hone in and I can relate that sometimes it's hard to put your foot down and say nope, but we have to do it. It's part of this
If
journey
I
called life.
could do it just like that though, if it was a superpower, I would, but I'm just answering the question.
I relate to that and that's a great answer. Okay. I appreciate it for you to saying that because you see, we have a lot of things in common. You're an empath and I'm an empath. So we're vibing, girl.
Yeah, it can be hard sometimes though.
It is hard. You just have to learn how to tap in and out and, you know, be able to just shut it down, but it's a
Right.
process, and I'm
Exactly.
still on that. And, what
Exactly.
faith means to you, girly?
So faith without works is dead, says the Bible. But faith to me is something that's more of a trust,
Mm,
a an understanding that I'm able to go through challenges, and maybe even if it's not, even if there's nobody around me, I have faith that I can lean on a higher power. Even some people might not like higher power, but I'll say higher power. I can lean on a higher power. It doesn't have to be religious, to know for help, to know that they're going to help me get through it, help me overcome. It could be in a belief mechanism or whatever it is that you
right.
have faith in, that if you um, trust in it, then it will help you overcome your hurdles and your challenges.
Awesome. Wow, that's a great answer. And, I know you're
Thank
a
you.
spiritual being, and I know you believe there's a higher power. So, what God means to you?
Um, as an adult, it's overarching. It's an overarching. And a very, I feel like a fluidity because as an adult, I'm introduced to so many different religious beliefs and religious practices that I personally don't I have no, I don't want to disrespect. I want everybody to have their own religious practice, but God for me is over all encompassing. It knows all the good, all knowing, all powerful. I know that that sounds very vague, very vague
No, don't
description,
don't feel bad saying that because I agree with you in the sense of, to me, God is everything. He's the one who
but
gives.
not in a negative way. I mean, I don't
No,
see it as like somebody who's like watching you and um say
He's love.
pointing out your faults and your flaws.
To me, He's love, and I agree with you. He's somebody generous, kind, loving, forgiving, and
Right,
I agree with you. You know, so I love that
right.
answer. Good answer. Yay! I love it.
Thank you.
And I know you're being honest, and that's what I want. I want my guests to be honest. You know,
I'm
and
trying to be.
no, you are, and it's just like I said. I just want this to be organic and natural, so everybody can see that, and how you and I would connect that in such a short time. And I want the audience to feel that and vibe with that energy and seeing, hey, female comedian, actress, writer, and look, she's down to earth. You see, that's what I
You're so
want people to
generous.
relate. No, I want people to relate because sometimes they think like we're not like everybody else, and we are.
Right, right.
It's
Challenges
just
to
that
overcome.
our mission on Earth is different, to keep them entertained. Not anyone can do it,
Right.
and you're a comedian, so that's
Are
awesome,
you
especially
are
being a
you the
female.
type of person? Are you the type of person that is would rather perform or rather keep that character and maintain it, or do you like getting vulnerable with your audience? Because
To
we're
be
talking
honest
about
with
some
you,
vulnerable stuff.
I like to be vulnerable. I don't like to be just, oh, this is Florida happy, positive. No, I like to be real. And there are going to be times on this podcast that I'm going to be touching subjects that are real. And I'm going to be able to open up as well. And I want to dedicate this for whoever is struggling, or no matter what, mental health, depression, anything. And I just want to be just myself. I don't want to be just like the person that is in the happy bubble, because not anybody has a perfect life. We just do our best. So
Right.
to answer that question is no, I'm just being me. This is me, you know. And I cry. I go to the restroom, and like everybody else, and
How dare
we're
you be
humans.
yourself?
Yes, we're humans here, and we have our strengths, our weakness, and our mistakes, and we learn
Right.
from it. That's how I am. What you see is what you get. I'm not
Good.
pretending. Yeah. But what made you ask you that question?
I just was curious because the way that the way that you interact with people is kind of like telling about you. You're talking about mental health, you're talking about God and all this stuff that is, which seems like makes you vulnerable if you're openly discussing these kind of things. So I'm curious how you like to overall handle it. And you seem to be very open and honest with your answers. I appreciate that.
Well, if I'm asking for organic answers and, like honesty on the other end, why I'm not going to be able to be the same? This
Right,
is me. This is Flor. I'm not perfect. And we're just living a soul experience in this shell called body. And we do the best on this earth experience. And I
right.
always keep that in my head. Like to me, material stuff comes and goes. What it remains is just the impressions, like what we leave the impression we leave on the other end. And that's what we
It's
take.
funny what
That's
it's funny that you're talking about material stuff. Like when you're younger, you don't realize how fleeting it is. It is so fleeting. It's like
yeah.
in your hand 1 minute and gone the next, never to be seen again. So what is really valuable? What is worth it for you to hold on
Well,
to fight on and hang on to? Like, is it money?
to
Is it a
me,
possession?
love, love, real love, true love.
Right.
That's what I
Which
want to
takes
hold on.
work. It takes time. It takes perseverance to
To me, it's
get
just
that.
love, finding a true love that is there for me, and like I'm there for that person. And the superficial, materialistic stuff is way like not important. It's just the love, the real love. You know, somebody
Right.
that is there, and to me, that's what it's worth fighting for and holding on to. Everything else comes and goes. And to you?
Wait, ask the question. Ask the question again.
That's the same question you asked me. Like, what it's worth, for you to hold on to material stuff? Like I
I
said,
have
my answer
to,
was material stuff is whatever, irrelevant. It's
I'm
love.
I'm in the same wheelhouse. I used to want more. I used to kind of maybe want more stuff or want what other people had, but I grew away from that. And so it really is, am I moving with this are we, is this organic, is this a natural feeling, am I having any kind of like natural resistance to how we're proceeding? um like that's the kind of things that I look for. If I'm not feeling it, if it doesn't feel right, I don't want to have to go through life forcing relationships, forcing dynamics, forcing people to do something that they don't want to do. I'm not interested in that. So it's very
Mm-hmm,
important to me that I feel like I myself am having a forward momentum
mm-hmm,
naturally. Like it's not a
mm.
fight, it's just a flow. A smooth
Wow.
flow.
Yeah. I'm the same. It's like that's why you and I would vibe. And I don't want
Right,
to give anything else than just not being me. I like to be fun, outgoing, just being natural, not
right.
pretentious or
Enjoy
fake
yourself.
things. Yeah, because life is too short, and why am I gonna pretend to be something I'm not? This is
But
me.
something I found out that I was doing as
Mhm.
an adult, to be more of an adult, is really taking myself more serious, is too seriously. And it's
Yeah.
not that serious.
Yeah.
It just really isn't sometimes. Like, it's okay to goof up or to
Mhm.
say somebody goofed up. Like, it happens all the time, all around us.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I love that side of you too. Oh, yeah. And tell me, um, how is it life being a mom?
In Long
You
Beach,
did. No, you being a mom with your baby,
being
with your
alone.
daughter. No, with your mom, meaning being a mom.
Oh, how
How
is it
does it
being a mom?
how
I'm
you
sorry. I thought
feel
you said
being
in
a
Long Beach.
mom?
I'm
No, no,
sorry.
no,
I'm
no, no.
sorry.
You're thinking about Long Beach.
Being a
Just how does
being a
it
mom
feel
is
being
hard.
a mom?
Being a mom is hard right now because being a hard it's because I have an adult child. So that's a
Mhm.
different set of issues than someone who has a school age child. Just because
That's me.
I'd be worried. I'd be worried all the time if I had a school age child. But it is nice and different to have a growing relationship with my daughter, to see her become an adult woman, and to um, make adult choices without my input.
Mm,
Without, she doesn't necessarily have to listen to what I advise her to do. She can do. She's an adult. She can do what she wants, which is you create a different dynamic with an adult child that way. But I love being a mom. I love, even though I only had one daughter, I love children and the light spirit and happiness that they naturally bring. And so, yeah, I just have those motherly tendencies,
and that's
and
another
I
thing that
enjoy.
you and I connected because you're a mom, I'm a mom of a girl, and you have a girl too. So
Right.
you're a wonderful mom, and I can tell. And
Thank
thanks
you. I
for
love my
sharing that
daughter.
with me and the audience. And I can tell that she lits up your face, and I know that's beautiful.
My
Oh, I
daughter
love
is
that
probably
smile.
giving the biggest eye roll that you've ever seen right
No,
now.
well, hi, your mommy's awesome.
Hi,
Be proud of it,
Janelle.
okay? Give her a big hug for me, okay? If you see her, I know you're
I
there
will
somewhere,
definitely.
but no, be proud of her. She's an awesome lady, and she made a
I
lasting
am.
impression
It's hard
in
being
my
a young
life.
lady nowadays.
Oh, yes. Tell me about it. I'm raising one, and that's one of
Right.
the things I can relate with you. So yeah, well, let me tell you, you're an awesome mom, and that's how we connected because we're moms of
My
little girls.
baby.
I know they can grow up, but they still be our little girls.
Right. Right.
Yeah, but she's like in your case, I can tell she's the sunshine of your life. Look, your face just changed a little.
Just watching them grow, it's just amazing. No matter how old they get, they're always, like you said, always your baby. You know,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
it's a different feeling from anything else.
yeah. Oh, I'm so glad I asked you that because
My
your
baby.
face just totally changed. Oh, so sweet. Oh, I love that. That's the reason I make this podcast is for people to bring out different side of them and
What a
also
brat. No.
different side of myself too. But
Right.
it's just to share so people can connect with us. We're human beings too, and we do the same thing like everybody else. And you know,
Exactly.
just because we don't have the spotlight doesn't mean that we're not stars and we're not humans. So there you go.
Right.
Um, and let me ask you, where can people go and learn more about yourself?
Right now, I would have to say my social media, which is Sunny Sky One on Instagram um and Twitter, or X, on X. But I'm not posting. I haven't been posting anything. I've just been kind of working, not necessarily in the industry, and I do plan to turn everything back on in October. So if
Yay!
they'd like to follow me on social media, then I'm there. I'll be posting fairly soon, you guys. I got
She'll be
a life
performing
going.
soon, open mic, so you know,
Right.
keep us
I'll
posted.
be doing writing and for open mics here in San Francisco, Sacramento Bay Area.
Awesome,
But again, probably starting in the next couple weeks.
awesome. There's
But
no rush.
I'll post it, you guys, so you can laugh
Just
at
let
it,
me know.
laugh with
I'll send
me.
you reminders. Are you done?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. But, thank you so much for sharing that. And once again, thank you so much for making this happen and being there and pulling through for
No,
me.
you
I
made this
love you.
happen. This is
Big
totally.
hugs to you and the family and making time
Ah,
because this is the time for you and your family. And I appreciate you. You're doing awesome. And
thank you, Flora.
No, thank you. And what else would you like to share with the audience?
With your audience, I just really quickly want to say, Floor, you've been great to me. I appreciate your kindness and generosity, and value your generous spirit and giving me this, and appreciate you giving me this opportunity. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
Thank you, and you'll see many good things are coming your way as well. I just sending goodbye to all my guests and the positive energy they bring to make this happen as well. And there will be times I'll be by myself too, so and I have no problem with that. But people need to know about what's out there too, and
Right. Thank you,
everything
Flora.
that we go through as actors, comedians, and thank you so much. And
I hope I helped your audience. Of course, anytime, any questions about what I do, they can always reach out to me in my social media at any
of
time, ask
course,
questions. I'd love to answer
of course.
them.
Just, you just mentioned where they can reach out to you, and I hope they have enjoyed this chat with Floor. And like I said, this is Chatting with Floor's podcast in a different style. I don't do things the same way like everybody does. I just like to do Floor way, whatever way it is, but this is this is it. But um, also, let me ask you, what is your favorite meal? Randomly,
Favorite.
meal. Now I got
I
you thinking.
want to be like a home style stew, but then I kind of feel a little fancy surf and turf coming on. So I'm gonna say some surf and turf, but it doesn't have to be that nice. But
Hey,
surf and turf would probably be a classic.
yummy. If that's what you like, come on. Hey, that's
Wait,
you,
what
girl.
about you?
Ooh, gosh. I
See, there's
love
so
home
much.
home cooked meals. I love American style food. I love Mexican and Italian. And right now I'm on a diet, so I've been doing a lot of salads.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But mainly is tacos, and but the healthy style. Um and just, homemade meals, I love that, just cooking for the family. Those are the moments I enjoy.
I'm kind of starting to prefer cooking at home more than eating out. Like, it's just
Yeah.
better. It's just better all around.
Yeah. I know. It's just it's just, I think the flavor is different when you cook it at home than just something out, but when you
You
were
know
a
what's going in
mom,
it.
yeah, and when you're a mom and it's like you're always like busy and we have a lot of things, so sometimes it can be much easier for to dine out, but yeah, I love home cooked meals and I totally agree with you, girly. And let me ask you, what couples do you look up to the most or want your own life to look like?
The couples I look up to, now this sounds really cheeseball-ish, but my mom and dad,
Ah,
and
you're
my
like my other
dad,
guest too. I love
my
that. I love that.
my mom and dad, and my dad and his current wife, after my mom passed away, they've been together, I think, going on 28 years now.
Mhm.
Um, they are where I get some of my relationship goals from. I'm not a person to see somebody and want their relationship goals, but my parents, I do, because they're just very consistent, they're very communicative and caring with each other. And so these are the people I look up to. Not anybody I don't know, just
Mhm.
people I know.
Awesome. Good answer. I love that. I love that. And that's what everybody that I'm inviting, they have things in common that they don't realize. So I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. And who else than your own parents, They're the ones who carved the human being that I'm speaking with. So it's an
Some
honor.
people would answer different, but that's an
I
honest
love
answer
that.
from me.
I love that. And that's what I want. I want organic, honest answers. And
Right.
I would do the same thing. And let's see, Miss Sunny. What if you have the attention of the whole world, what would you say?
Um,
Which you do have right now.
Hi everybody. Hello. No pressure.
Hello,
Okay.
world.
What would I say? I would probably say something again, kind of cornbally, like treat each
No.
other with kindness and say prioritize your health, and I don't mean your physical health. I mean your overall health, including mental health and just like yeah, your physical health as well. So probably just something really simple like that. You can't make people do what you
Hmm,
want them to do. So,
that's
but yeah,
awesome. I
take
love
care of
that
yourself.
answer. Yeah.
Prioritize yourself and your health.
Yes. And we've been talking here and there. Sometimes it pops like, mental health questions. And during
Right,
COVID and, the strikes and all of that we've been through, mental health has been very important, at least of my life, because it helps us, to keep ourselves sane with everything that we go through in life. So, what does
right.
mental health mean to you?
Mental health means again, like include. How do I say this? Mental health means to me is that there are habitual practices. There are things that people do over and over again that can be good for them.
Right.
But when you're doing something out of repetition that might be bad for you or negatively affecting yourself or other people around you, you may have a mental health issue. Um, and I'm not a mental health expert, of course, and
No.
I haven't been diagnosed with anything, but I do understand how mental health works. I really hate the stigmas that come with it. But mental health for me is part of your overall health. You can't neglect it, just like you can't neglect having a cold or something. It needs to be tended to and maintained. It's important. It's important. Even if you don't think it is, even if you don't pay attention to it, the more you do pay attention to it, it's something that should be prevalent, I believe, in your life and everyday practices.
Amen. I totally agree with you. And that's a beautiful answer. And what habits do you have to take care of your mental health?
Um, I want
For
to say
myself,
express.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but for myself,
No,
praying, meditating when I get time because that helps me to shut down and just close my eyes and just connect to my own self and just being at
right.
peace. So I don't have that mind that is always creating or thinking. I just do that.
To boil it down, I'm a meditator, I'm a writer, I'm a breather. Like we're just gonna settle it down, calm it down, and really get an idea of what it is we're feeling this way for, or whatever it is. And I don't, you know, we'll call it therapist, we'll call it counsel. Let's get professional help if it's really something that we need to
Strong that needs to
overcome.
be seen. Yeah.
Right, right. I mean, but for my daily practices myself, just the meditation and the writing, maybe even small goal setting and establishing,
Right.
milestones for myself to get to
Oh.
a goal,
Well, thank you so
really help
much.
me stay on task mentally.
Yeah. I love that answer, and we agree with so many things, and that's why I love you, and that's why we connected. And thank you, and it's an honor to have you here.
Yes,
And I
no,
hope
my
you
pleasure.
enjoy. You did awesome. And
Thank you.
one
I'm
last thing.
nervous.
No, you're fine. You did awesome. What is the quote that motivates you before we have to wrap up
The quote that motivates me:
on the daily basis or whenever
no
in your
risk it, no biscuit.
life? The comedy side of my friend. I love it. Thank you so much. And
Thank
this
you.
has been an honor. And I hope all of you out there have enjoyed this and you did awesome. I love you.
Thanks, Flor.
We'll stay in touch. And
Yes,
until the next
absolutely.
episode, here chatting with Floor, not just another podcast. Love you all. See you next time.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
You're listening to Chatting with Flor Moran, only on LA Talk Radio.